I, Dr. Vijaypal Singh, President Jalandhar Orthopedic Society, on behalf of Jalandhar Orthopedic Society, IMA and Guardian Hospital, welcome all the delegates to PEMACON 2021. This hospital, Guardian Hospital, is run by Dr. Sanjeev Goyal, and we are going to have workshops here on arthroscopy of shoulder and knee. They are going to tell you the broad outline, what is arthroscopy, what are the indications, and how basically it is carried out. The intricacies and further nuisances of these operations are probably to be dealt with at a separate situation. I again, on behalf of Jalandhar Orthopedic Society, Guardian Hospital and IMA Punjab, IMA Jalandhar, welcome all the delegates. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm thankful to IMA Punjab, Dr. Navjot, for having allotted this workshop to Guardian Hospital. Arthroscopy has come a long way in the treatment of orthopedic diseases, especially the joint problems. And nowadays it has become one of the subspecialties of orthopedics. And almost all the young surgeons are now getting training in arthroscopy. So it is mainly boon for the sports specialists, as it is minimally sports injuries, as it is minimally invasive, and the rehabilitation is quite early. So we have expert speakers present with us who are going to demonstrate the videos of the surgeries that are commonly performed during arthroscopy. So I will be speaking on basics of arthroscopy, and then will we have speakers, and then will we have a live demonstration on shoulder and knee models. So starting with the presentation. So arthroscopy means, it comes from the Greek word. The arthro is a joint and scopin to look in. So it is a minimally invasive surgical procedures for treating and diagnosing joint problems involving visual examination of the interior of the joint through the scope. And it is simply as you see a room through a keyhole instead of opening doors. So advantage over the traditional surgery is that the joint does not have to be opened up fully. For arthroscopy, only 2 or 3 small incisions are made, one for the scope and other for the surgical instrument. This reduces the recovery time and increases the rate of success due to less trauma to the tissue. So advantage, you can see this open surgery, and this is an arthroscopy. There are small incisions made to get inside the joint. So mainly the joints that can be scoped are knee and the shoulder, but other joints like hip, ankle, elbow, wrist and spine can also be scoped. So the basic setup, there is some requirement which is needed for the arthroscopy. So you need a monitor, you need a camera and light source, you need an arthroscope, and there are some basic instrument that you need. But the basic instrument is the hook that palpates you can palpate all the inside of the joint with the hook. And these all are the basic instruments like cutters, scissors that can be used inside the joint. Then there are some specialized instruments like motorized shaver, light source, radio frequency. All these are used in scopy. And then tourniquet. So I will just demonstrate a short video demonstrating the basic setup of the knee joint. Scopy, we need some basic instruments and devices. So the first is the monitor, in which view the inside of the joint. Then we have the camera. This is the camera from which captures the image, and this is the light source and inbuilt camera lens. which transfers the image from the joint to the monitor. Then we have the scope. This is the arthroscope, which has lenses in it, which magnifies the image, transfers the image from the scope to the camera and to the monitor. So this is the light source that illuminates the joint. Then coming to the equipments that are needed for arthroscopic surgery, this is the motorized shaver. The motorized shaver is attached to this spur, which helps in debriding the joint or removing some bone and cleaning the joint so as to give us a clean view. So this is operated either by a hand button or a foot pedal. So this is the shaver, the essential part of arthroscopic equipment. Then sometimes we have some tissues in the joint that needs to be upgraded. For that we have this cautery. This is from Arthocare. So this removes the debris, or this removes the soft tissue that is not required, like synovial hypertrophy or some inflammation in the joint. To achieve hemostasis, we have another mode. This is the coagulation mode. So we can achieve hemostasis in the joint to give us a bloodless field. The next equipment is the arthroscopy pump. This maintains the pressure inside the joint so as to give us a clear view and makes the joint distended. Instead of this arthroscopic pump, we can also use two bottles hanged at an elevated level. And next is the basic cautery, the tourniquet. These all equipments are needed for a basic arthroscopy setup. Thanks.
So this was the basics about arthroscopy. Coming next. So coming to the implants, we have now the latest implants that are absorbable titanium implants that can be used in arthroscopy. We have all sutures anchors for some shoulder surgery. There is no metal in it. Then we have some knotless implant. No knots are needed to tie them. It's a knotless implants. So then coming to the knee arthroscopy, there are basic indications of arthroscopy. There are quite a few indications for knee arthroscopy. I will be just touching down the few of them. Like we need arthroscopy for diagnostic purposes also, for the synovial biopsy and visualization of the joint. So the indications are persistent effusion not understood by clinical evaluation, MRI and other tests, septic arthritis, tubercular arthritis, gouty arthritis, PVNS, that is polyvillonodular synovitis and rheumatoid arthritis. Then some intra-articular tumors or swellings. So as I told you, this is a keyhole surgery and no incisions are given and beneficial to the patient. So ligament reconstruction, ACL is the most commonest surgery, reconstruction is the most commonest surgery that is done. Then is the posterior cruciate ligament reconstruction. Then is the meniscus. The meniscus tears, they all can be managed arthroscopically nowadays, and it is nowadays the trend is not to excise the meniscus and repair it, because it has a very protective effect in the knee joint. Then is a cartilage defect. We have lots of possibility to repair the cartilage. We have lots of things to repair the cartilage. Then options are mosaicoplasty, microdrilling, autologous cartilage implantation, and we will be dealing all these in separate lectures. So then is synovectomy for rheumatoid arthritis, infections, synovial chondromatosis and villonodular synovitis. We can also remove loose bodies by arthroscope, and the fracture reduction can be assisted by arthroscopy in some cases in which it is intra-articular, the fractures has gone intra-articular. So coming to the shoulder, the main indications are shoulder instability, rotator cuff, impingement syndrome, calcific tendinitis, frozen shoulders, biceps, lapides and synovectomy. So this is again a keyhole surgery. We don't have to make a big incision like this. And the main indications are in shoulder instability, as I told you, rotator cuff, and they will be dealt one by one in separate lectures. So coming to the another joints, the hip joint is another commonly scooped joint. Ankle joint is also another commonly scooped joint. There are lots of indications for this. The wrist joint is another joint that can be scooped, and lots of problems can be managed by arthroscopy. Then elbow joint is another joint that can be scooped. So anesthesia mainly is, coming to the anesthesia, mainly the anesthesia is local anesthesia with IV sedation, then general anesthesia or spinal anesthesia. For the shoulder and elbow surgery, we can do it either in a block, that is the Schelling block, or it can be done under general anesthesia. The advantages of arthroscopy are reduced post-operative morbidity, smaller incisions, less intense inflammatory response, improved visualization, absence of the secondary effect, reduced hospital stay, reduced complication rates, and improved follow-up. The disadvantages are that we have to work through very small portals with delicate and fragile instruments. The cartilage can get scuffed and we can injure the cartilage also. It requires experienced surgeons and it's time consuming. And it requires special instruments and it is more expensive than open surgery. Contraindications are when you have a joint sepsis or a local area sepsis, you cannot do arthroscopy, or when there is complete fusion of the joints, you cannot do arthroscopy. There is a major collateral ligament and capsular damage to the joint. The fluid can extravasate and lead to compartment syndrome. The complications are damage to the intra-articular structures like cartilage, ligament, meniscus, labrum and capsule, damage to the extracapsular structures like ligaments, tendon, blood vessels, nerves and compartment syndrome. And as you are very near to the vessels and neurovascular structures, you have to be very, very careful, otherwise you can damage the blood vessels and the nerves. Now, other complications are hemoarthrosis, deep vein thrombosis, infection. So arthroscopy is a very promising branch of orthopedics, and in near future I think most of the diseases of the joints will be managed by arthroscopy. Thanks. So I will welcome Dr. Pandher to give his demonstration, video demonstration on rotator cuff surgery. Thanks.